Okay, good. So we're doing page 47 and we're talking about central. And now, would you like to read at the top part here with the central Canada? Can you read that?
Okay, teacher. More than half the people in Canada live in cities and to towns near the Great Lakes and the St. Lawrence
St. Lawrence, St. Lawrence.
Lawrence River in south, south, southern Quebec and Ontario, known as Cen- Central
Central,
Canada,
central,
Central Canada, and the in in these in in these territory and mon, manufacturing
good.
heartland, southern Ontario and Quebec have cold winter and warm home summers. Together, Ontario and Quebec produce more than three quarters of all Canadian ma- manu- manufactured goods.
Very good. Very good. Okay,
Thank you.
very good. Okay, so let's talk about what they're going to ask questions about for this part. So the very first question, more than half of the people in Canada live in Ontario and Quebec, in central Canada. More than half the people, more than 50% of all the people in Canada live in Ontario and they live in cities and towns near the Great Lakes, so Lake Ontario, Lake Erie, um, um, and then near the St. Lawrence River. And it's usually in southern uh, Quebec and southern Ontario. That's where most of all the people live in Canada. And it says it's the industrial and manufacturing heartland. So that means there's a lot of factories. There's a lot of things made. They make a lot of things in central Canada, more than any other place in Canada. In Ontario and Quebec, there's more factories, and we make a lot of things here, more than anywhere else in Canada. It says we have cold winters and warm, humid summers. Humid just means there's water in the air. So there's water. And then the other question, this one here is always a question. They produce 3/4 of all the Canadian manufactured goods. So they produce 3/4 or 75, everything that's produced in Canada, everything that's manufactured in Canada, 3/4 of that are made in Ontario and Quebec. So 75% is made in Ontario. So central Canada is very, very important to the country. So try to remember this: half the people in Canada live in central Canada. Manufacturing heartland. 3/4 of all things produced are made in Ontario and Quebec. Try to remember those things. They're usually questions. Okay. And then let's see, we'll go down a little bit here. Just a second, please. Okay, I'm talking about Quebec. Let's see. Rashid, would you like to read the first half here of this, please? This Quebec.
Okay. Okay. Nearly 8 million people live in Quebec, the vast majority along or near the St. Lawrence River. More than three-quarters speak French as their first language. The resources of the Canadian Shield have helped Quebec to develop important industries, including forestry, energy, and mining. Quebec is Canada's main producer of pulp and paper. The province's high supply of fresh water has made it Canada's largest producer of hydroelectricity.
Good, good. Could you
Coop,
stop there, please?
Coop,
Could you stop there? Very good, very good. Okay.
okay,
So there's a lot of information there, and they will ask you a lot of questions. Okay. So the first one is, how many people live in Quebec? 8 million. 8 million people live in Quebec. And most of the cities, everybody lives near the river, lives near the St. Lawrence River. Most people live near the St. Lawrence River. And then 3/4 of the people speak French. 75% speak French. And one of the main things in Quebec for industries is forestry, and then Canada's main producer of pulp and paper. So they have a lot of trees, and then they produce a lot of pulp and paper. Okay, they get paper from Quebec, and it's a very that's one of their main things they do in Quebec. So try to remember that, because that's often a question too. Okay, and then the other thing is this hydroelectricity. Hydroelectricity. So that means you get electricity from moving water. The water moves and you get electricity, like rivers, and that. So that's how the main things to remember. 8 million people living along the St. Lawrence River. 3/4 speak French. They're the main producer of pulp and paper, and Canada's largest hydroelectricity producer. Try to remember those things. Good. Okay. Let's see. Zaniba, would you like to read the next part where it says Quebecers are leaders? Could you do that part, please?
Quebec, where is it? I got another page.
Can you see this here? Quebecers are leaders. Can you see that?
Oh, wait, I go another page, so I will go the page.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah,
So where
I'll
I'm,
go Quebec.
yeah, right here, we can see that.
Ontario.
Page
Yeah,
47.
Yeah, 47.
Yeah, and you can see where I'm.
After
Quebecers are-
hydro, Quebec.
Yeah, after that.
Case. This no Quebecers are large leaders in cutting edge in industries such as permaculture. Oh my God, this is pharmacist or teacher. Can you tell me
You
this?
did?
What
No,
is
you almost did it. I didn't want to talk because you almost said that whole word. That's a really hard word. Pharmaceuticals.
pharmacy?
Pharmaceuticals. It's a
Okay.
big word. It just means drugs. It just means drugs.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
And aeronotion or aeroticals. Oh, this is hard to Quebec. Films, music, literary or workers, and food have international stature, especially in the Lee Francophonie. No, that's Francophonie, right?
Yeah, good.
Oh my God, this is hard. And I ask so question, teacher. This is all speaking it French or English?
No, this part is English.
Yeah.
Association.
I say because it's hard. That's why I say it's French. Caution, I don't know, French speaking nationals, Montreal, Canada's second larger city in the second larger, mainly French speaker city in the world after Paris. He's famous for its culturally diverse. Oh, it's like he need a lot of us reading teacher. This-
You did a very good job.
even the
Very good
people,
job.
even the people they're recording, they want to listen teacher, they don't understand if I'm
It's fine.
yes.
It's fine. You did well, especially this word, pharmaceuticals. What a difficult word. It's a big word, just means drugs. Yeah, all these big words are so easy. They should just use the easier words. But anyways, good job. Okay. So they're talking about all the other things that Quebec does. And so they have a lot of drugs. They manufacture drugs in Quebec. And aeronautics, that means planes. They make planes. So they make drugs and they make airplanes. And they have films, music, books, very good food. And then, do you remember we talked about there's a group of countries called the Commonwealth, and that was the countries that they were all countries that England, Great Britain controlled at one time. And Canada is part of the Commonwealth, and Australia is part of the Commonwealth. They're just a group of countries that they have a lot in common because Great Britain controlled them. They all speak English. There is a French version of that called La Francophonie. So instead of English-speaking nations or countries, they're French-speaking countries. So that's try to remember this La Francophonie. Do you remember a francophone is somebody who speaks French? So La Francophonie are countries that speak. They're countries. Yeah, things like Canada is one. Obviously France, but many countries in Africa too. They speak French. Yeah, and some countries in the Caribbean. Yeah, so many countries do speak French too. So we're part of that group too. We're part of the Commonwealth, the English-speaking countries, and we're part of La Francophonie, the French-speaking countries. So we do both. And then the other thing here is Montreal is Canada's second largest city. It's the second largest. It's not the first, it's the second largest. And it's also the second largest city in the world that speaks French. So Paris is number one, and then Montreal is number two. Montreal is number two times. Montreal is Canada's second largest city, and it's the world's second largest city that speaks French. Yeah, so try to remember those things because those will be questions. Okay, La Francophonie. And then it's a group of French-speaking countries, and they have pharmaceuticals, which is drugs, and airplanes, aeronautics, and second largest city in Canada, second largest French city in the world. Very good. Quebec is a beautiful province. If you ever have a chance, go to Quebec. It's a very beautiful place. The food is good. The people are friendly. It's very, very
Ontario. It's
Yeah.
easy to talk about Ontario.
Yeah, we know this one. This one is easy.
Yes, it's easy.
No problem. Okay, we know Ontario. Okay, so let's see. Mohammed, would you like to start reading about Ontario, please?
Yes, Brian. At more than 12 million, the people of Ontario make up more than 1/3 of Canadians. The large and culturally diverse population, natural resources, and starches strategic location contribute to a vital economy. Toronto is the largest city in Canada and the country's main financial center. Many people work in the service or manufacturing in industries which produce a large uh, pre- percentage of Canada's exports. The Niagara region is known for its vine- vineyards, wines, and fort groups.
Yeah, good. Could you stop there, please? Very good. Yeah,
Okay.
very good. Again, difficult words, but very good reading. Very good. Okay, so we all know Ontario, right? So Ontario should be easy for us. Well, let's see, maybe we don't know all about Ontario. So anyways, Ontario, 12 million people. It's the 1/3 of all Canadians live in Ontario. So 1/3 of all the Canadians in Canada live in Ontario. And it's culturally diverse. So if you just go down to downtown Toronto, maybe on Spadina Street or that area, or Queen Street West, you will see it's very culturally diverse. People from every country in the world are in Toronto. Yeah. Okay, and it is the largest city in Canada. Toronto's the largest city in Canada, and it's the main financial center. So the big banks and the companies that deal with money are all in Toronto. And many people work in manufacturing. So there's a lot of manufacturing, a lot of things are made in Ontario. And they produce a large percent, okay, that's not. Then the other thing is the Niagara region. Have you ever been around Niagara Falls? They have a lot of grapes and they grow a lot of grapes and they make very good wine and they have a lot of fruit. So that's what it's talking about there. So the things to remember are about 12 million people, 1/3 of Canadians live in Ontario, culturally diverse, Toronto, the largest city and financial center, and manufacturing, and Niagara region is good for growing fruit and for making wine. Those are the things. Okay, and let's see, Gazella, would you like to read the next part where it says Ontario farmers? Would you like to read that part?
Okay, Brian. Okay. Where is it here? Ontario farmers. Hmm. Okay. Raised. Okay. Raised dairy and beef, cattle, bottle. Okay. Bottle. Bottle. Bortali. Okay. Where? And vegetable and green groups founded by United Empire Leo 1 second. Where Lowest.
Good.
Oh, Ontario also has the largest French speaking population outside of Quebec, with a, a broad history of preserving their language and culture. There are 5 great lakes located between Ontario and the United States. Lake Ontario, Lake Area, Lake
Erie.
Erie, Lake Horn, Lake Michigan in the United States, and look, Lake Superior, the largest Superior,
Superior.
Superior, the largest freshwater lake in the world.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Okay, good. So let's talk about Ontario. So there's definitely some questions here they talk about. So there's a lot of farms in Ontario, and it's mostly dairy. So a lot of so they have cattle. So they have milk and beef and poultry. Poultry means chickens. Yeah, that's most chickens and turkey. That's poultry. It's founded by United Empire Loyalists. Do you remember in we talked about the American Revolution in 1776, and many people living in those colonies didn't want to be part of America, so they came up to Canada to live, and that's what a United Empire Loyalist are. They came up to Canada in the American Revolution in 1776. And the interesting thing here is outside of Quebec, so Quebec has the most French-speaking people, but this province with the second largest number of people that speak French is Ontario. In Northern Ontario, many people speak French. Yeah. And then this is always the question, the 5 Great Lakes. There's between Ontario and the United States. So there's so much water. That's why Ontario is so rich, because we're close to all these lakes. So there's Lake Ontario, Lake Erie, Lake Huron, Lake Michigan, that's in the United States, and Lake Superior. And the way you're going to remember this Superior, see it has the word super in it. Superior always is, the word superior means it's the best. They called it Superior because it is the largest freshwater lake in the world. It's very big. So they call it Lake Superior. So that will be a question. What is the largest freshwater lake in the world? It's Lake Superior. Yeah, but try to remember the names if you can of these lakes: Lake Erie, Lake Ontario, Lake Huron, Lake Michigan, Lake Superior. Lake Superior is the biggest freshwater lake in the entire world. Very big. Okay, so let's try some of the questions. I think we'll be okay for some of these questions. Let's see now, just 1 second. Okay. Let's see, Manal, would you like to do the first question? Please.
Okay. In Canada, where do you more than people live? Across Canada, first
Yeah.
one.
Yes, Central Canada.
Central Canada.
Very good. Central Canada. Very good. And then let's see. Zaniva, would you like to do this one?
Okay. What is known as Canada industrial and manufacturing heartland is number 4, Southern Ontario and Quebec.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Industrial heartland. Very good. And then let's see. Gisela, would you like to do this one?
Okay, Brian. Where are more than 3 great quarter of of Canadian manufacturing good produce. Okay. Okay. Number 3, Quebec and Ontario.
Yeah, very good. So the best way to say that, it looks like Quebec, doesn't it? But the way you're supposed to say it is it's just like K. So
Okay.
Quebec. Yeah,
Quebec.
yeah, yeah. That's how the
Quebec.
French people say
Yeah.
it, and they like it when you say Quebec. Yeah, good. Okay. And then Mohammed, can you do this one?
Okay.
And then
In Quebec, where do
Quebec.
visit Majesty of people live? First one, along
Near.
or near the St. Lawrence River.
very good. Very good. Okay, in just 1 second, we'll just see. Okay. Now, let's see. Manal, can you do this one too, please?
Okay. In Quebec, how many people speak French as their first language? Less than half, about than three.
Number 3?
Yes.
3, okay. More than 3/4? Yeah, very good. More than 3/4. Very good. And then Zaniba, can you do this one?
Okay. Which province in Canada mine producer of the polyper and pepper? Oh, that one. That's pepper is that Quebec? Maybe Quebec, right? Quebec.
Yeah,
Or
very good. You
pepper.
said it right. Yeah, Quebec. Quebec. Very good. Very good. Quebec. Very good. Okay, and then let's see. Just 1 second, please. Okay, let's see. Rashid, would you like to do this question, please? And I think you're muted, Rashid. Okay, we'll come back to Rashid. Just a second. There we go. We'll come back to Rashid. Okay. Let's see. Isabel, would you like to do this question?
Okay. Which provinces is Canadians' largest produce of hydroelectrics? Okay, electricity. Number two, 2, Quebec. Quebec or Quebec?
Okay, just think of the QUE. Just
Quebec.
sound. Yeah,
Quebec.
no. Just think of the letter K. Just think
Okay.
of the letter. So Quebec. That's all you have to say.
Quebec. Quebec.
Yeah. Very good. Now you sound French. Very good. Quebec.
Quebec.
Okay, very good. And then Mohammed, can you do this one?
Yes, Brian. What is La France Fond Francophonie? Number 3, 4, an association of French speaking nations.
Very good. Yeah, very good. Okay, and then let me just and okay, Rashid, would you like to do this one?
Okay, which of the following is Canada's second largest city? Canada's second largest city, Montreal.
Good, Montreal. Good. And then Manal, would you like to do this one, please?
Okay. What is Canadian second largest speaking for cities of the world? Quebec City or Ottawa? Quebec City, I think.
No, it's just what is the big city
Second.
in the big city. The big city in Quebec.
Quebec City.
Now,
Quebec City.
Quebec City is the capital, but it's not really big.
Yeah, capital, yeah.
What is it's not Quebec City, that's the capital. It's not,
Montreal?
yeah, Montreal. That's the
Montreal.
big, Yeah, Montreal is a great city. If you ever have a chance, go to Montreal. It's a great city. Okay. And then let's see, Zaniba, can you do this one?
Okay. Do wonder of Canada, Canadian live. Okay, that's what's that mean? Wonder is like living. That's the living word. The living Ontario.
Yeah,
Yeah.
1/3 of Canadians live in them.
Mhm.
Very good. And then Gazala, can you do this one, please?
Okay. Which of the following flowing is Canadians many Franco financial center and largest city? Uh, Toronto.
Yeah, very good. Good. And then Mohammed, can you do this one?
Which of the following has the largest French-speaking population outside of Quebec? Is number one Ontario,
Good. Very good. And then Rashid, can you do this one, please?
Which two of the following are Great Lakes? Okay. Lake Ontario, Lake Erie.
Very good. Lake Ontario and Lake. Good. Good. And then Manal, can you do this one, please?
Okay. Where are the George Lakes between Ontario and Quebec? Between Ontario and United States?
Yeah, that's good. Very good. Okay. And then Zaniba, can you do this one?
How many of the Great Lakes are located between Ontario and the United States? Oh, that's how many? It's like, oh, this is how many? It's not two. Located. And this is take me like large. It's like one teacher. Oh no, five.
Yeah. Very good. Five.
Yeah.
5 of them. Good. And then Gazala, can you do?
Okay, Brian. Which of the following is the largest French freshwater lake in the world? Number three, Lake Superior.
Very good. Lake
Superior.
Superior. Very good. And then Mohammed, can you do this one?
for what is Lake Superior known? Number two, largest freshwater lake in the world.
Good. Very good. Oops. And then Rashid, okay. Just 1 second.
It is Montreal. Montreal.